Hey everyone, this is Walter from iWalter. I'm doing a quick show tonight. I always say it's a quick show. This is going to be a quick show. I don't even have my props up tonight because I don't have time. I got a bug bite. I've been getting bit in my house since early this morning. I started getting bug bites all over my arms and stuff. I have no clue what it is. I think it's because my parents leave the doors open constantly, and I try to tell them, please close the doors. Don't leave them open. Well, they do anyway. So I'm getting bit up like left and right. Not why I want to do a show. Yeah, my only prop is this case for my Beats that I have on my ears right now. That's the only prop I have. That's all I have time for. A friend and I are going, even though I have my Friday the 13th shirt on, since it is Friday, not actually what I should be wearing in my Friday the 13th stuff, which is going to stay up there all the time. Yeah, this is my wall of Friday the 13th minus partial shield that was from Captain America. It's a prop, not the real thing. It's this piece of wood from, the very original movie. I was trying to listen to what they determined on Kavanaugh, and I got partially through it, but then I just figured, you know what, I really got to start doing this radio program, which is going to be really short for Friday. I didn't finish what I was saying. I apologize. Actually, I'm going to see Friday 13th. Yeah, it is Friday the 13th, it's the 5th. I am going to see tonight at the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, where me and my friend Matt are going to see a remastered copy of the original Halloween, the original Michael Myers movie before all these other ones came out. So anyway, that's what's on my bucket list tonight. I had 2 clips to play, and I want to make sure I correctly have them lined up. Yep. One is on, they were both from Rush Limbaugh. This is what I wanted to play. Been wanting to do this actually, I keep on forgetting. One is Casey Ford, or that woman Ford, for lying after her boyfriend had came out and reported to Fox News. I think that was the only place he reported this news to. Ex-boyfriend of Casey Ford, about stuff that she was completely lying on everything she said, and she actually did make up the sexual, rape charges against Kavanaugh. She didn't even know she knew who he was from high school, but she lied about everything. So, and it's not being reported on. So, trying to keep this under a few minutes. The other one is going to be on the people working on Ford's case. Witnesses that came forth that were being harassed because they weren't sticking to the case of being witnesses for Ford. They were being harassed into saying, oh yeah, I was there that night that Ford was allegedly raped. The whole thing was made up to begin with. That's actually all I have for tonight. I was trying to think if there's something since I'm on there. I actually wanted to go see, I'm going to wait until next week now, that movie called A Star is Born with Lady Gaga. I'm a big fan. It came out last night, and I was going to go see it, and was like, you know what? I kind of don't want to see it right away. I'd rather wait a little bit. Now, apparently the movie from Rotten Tomatoes actually got an excellent rating, got a really good rating. Bigger than I've ever I didn't expect it to be that high. So I did want to kind of play that too. You know what? I got to look for this now. I send it to a couple people. I text it to them, so I'm going to pull it off their text. If I can find how to do this now. But I did a comparison contrast with these nutball cases that are these women, not saying all women are this bad. Thank God they're not. But these nutball women who are, harassing Republicans like, God, I can't remember his name again. These nutcases that are just harassing these people that are Republicans. So, they're standing outside of these court cases and things. I'm trying to look for the one guy that I remembered his name, and now I forget. So I'm trying to look for it again. So, yeah, well, okay, I found the one segment I want to actually play now. But I did this one woman, anyway, She came out, got arrested. Apparently, Amy Schumer got arrested too, I think, in one of these write-in acts against Kavanaugh. She got arrested. It was like, you know what? I like her as an actress, but she is a real nutball. So, Flake. Okay, I remember now. Flake. Yeah, they seem to be like ripping on Flake for some reason because he's like the weakest link in the defense against Kavanaugh and the Republicans. So these women are like going and harassing the freaking man. No matter where he goes, they wait till he gets on an elevator and they gang up on him, these women, these feminazis, and they start yelling and screaming at him and saying, really just like harassing the guy. Now, if that shoe was on the other foot, that would not happen. So, but they get away with more being a woman. And these women are actually kind of paid and, their whole goal is to harass him, Flake. So, perfect name for him, by the way. He seems like he's a loose cannon anyway. And he's, unfortunately, on our side. Supposedly. So, I actually titled that one, Nutjob Who Watched Xena. And the reason I did that, I didn't finish that either. Well, I'm already at 6 minutes. Is this one woman who got arrested. She's like an older woman, too. She should know better. But she gets arrested. She's handcuffed. She's taken out for harassment amongst other women going against Flake, harassing Flake. So she gets in front of the camera. They go past the front of this news camera. And this woman starts doing this, what do you call it? A war call that was done on Xena. And it's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This is a grown woman who, her idol is... And I don't get me wrong, I love Xena, and I liked Lucy Lawless, but I wouldn't go as far as like I got to live my life as a freaking princess warrior in real life. So this woman was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm doing the Xena cat call because, I'm a warrior. I'm fighting against these evil white males." So it's really out of hand at this point. I'm sorry. It's just gotten really out of hand. So anyway, I got some voice in the background. No matter what I say, people don't listen to me, obviously. Next the door will probably open up too, even after I mention, please don't do that. This is why I need a studio at some point, which I'll never get. I'm just saying. So I'm going to play this one with Ford getting caught on the lies. Yeah, you might hear me screaming soon too. So here we go. I'm playing this one right now. And
I just want to point out that Christine Blasey Ford's entire testimony was blown up by an ex-boyfriend of 6 years. The ex-boyfriend describes how after he broke up with her, she continued to use his credit card, that she never once expressed a fear of flying, that she lived for a time in a 500-square-foot home. So she's not claustrophobic. He said it didn't have two doors. That she never once mentioned being sexually assaulted by anybody. And the big deal is that she helped people prep to take lie detector tests. Never had a fear of flying. I've got a frog in my throat today, folks, and until I get rid of this, I may sporadically cough out there. It's very rude, and I apologize in advance for it. She never once mentioned sexual assault. He has sent a letter and signed it. His name's been redacted. He sent a letter to the committee. She's a doctor of psychology. She knows how to manipulate lie detector tests. She's coached people on how to do it. And again, just to review, never mentioned assault. Never mentioned Kavanaugh, ex-boyfriend of 6 years, never demonstrated any kind of claustrophobia, never expressed or showed a fear of flying. In fact, they flew all around Hawaii, this boyfriend and Dr. Ford, in a little prop plane, and she never expressed any problem with flying. He also says that she is a polygraph expert and cheated on him. But that was just a bonus. She cheated on him, and that was just a bonus. Now, it has also been learned, what was going to try to make the case here today, that you remember the prosecutor that the Republicans hired in a hearing, Rachel Mitchell? And everybody was just disappointed as hell and panning her and saying, what was going on? In retrospect now, with things that we have learned just in the last 24 hours, that woman was brilliant. That woman has caught Christine Ford in lies. If they're ever needed, if it's ever needed to expose this one, I think people are going to try to get through this without exposing Ford for what she is. Yeah. I'm going to talk about what Trump did. Trump did not mock her last night. He made fun of her claims. He did not imitate the way she speaks.
Okay, I just needed to give a pause. So hopefully you understand now where I'm coming from. That was actually on the Rush Limbaugh show from the other day. It had taken me pretty much most of the day to kind of dig through his stuff and find that segment, because he mentioned at the very tail end of his program today about that, what he just mentioned with this boyfriend, ex-boyfriend of Ford. So it was like, you know what? I need to like dig this up. I couldn't remember exactly where it was on the show. I did do a screenshot from my phone because I actually listened to his segments, or his actually live broadcast, and from my phone, and I just run it over a Bluetooth speaker. So I did a screenshot, but I still could not find it. So I had to dig through quite a few shows to find a segment of Rush talking about that once again. So anyway, there's another one I want to play now, and this one is actually with about the witnesses that are harassing let me rephrase that. Ford's supposed her witnesses are basically saying that she's lying about this stuff or whatever. Not even saying that she's lying, but their stories aren't matching up to Ford's. So pretty much the left, what they're doing is they're harassing I'm not saying this correctly. Maybe if you hear it, it'd be clearer. But basically the left is harassing the witnesses that are supposed to be testifying in favor of Ford, and it's not working out. So this was on Rush. He mentioned this too, so I want to play this now. Oh, wait, it's not playing, so let me see if I can find it again.
It is a story of massive witness tampering. It is a story about a witness, Leland Kaiser, one of the reportedly best friends of Dr. Blasey Ford. Leland Kaiser says that she was bullied by another friend of Ford's and a former FBI agent herself, Monica McLean. She was bullied, she was told, she was asked to change her story and say that she was in the room with Blasey Ford when she was at the event when Kavanaugh supposedly did the dirty against Dr. Ford. She has maintained from the get-go that she doesn't know what Dr. Ford's talking about. She wasn't there. None of the four witnesses that Dr. Ford says were there say they were. Monica McLean, a former FBI agent and former friend of Blasey Ford, and it was at McLean's house in Delaware where Blasey Ford wrote the letter to Feinstein. Did you know that? Yes, Blasey Ford was in Delaware with Monica McLean, and some are suggesting, I don't know if it's true, that actually Monica McLean might have written the letter. But at least that there was a collaboration, a letter that was sent to Feinstein. You would think this story would be all over the place. You would think that it would have been mentioned on the Senate floor today when they took the procedural vote, which, by the way, was 51-49 Kavanaugh.
All right, that was the second segment. Hopefully this clarifies things for people, because if I try to explain things, I do a really bad job. I'm actually heading up to 15 minutes. I wanted to keep the show at 15-minute mark. It's going to be a little longer, but I said last time I was going to do a half-hour show, and I did pretty much almost a whole program. My last segment is the one I call the nut job who uses the Xena cat call. Now, those people who are watching my show, I will plug this segment in because I basically edit together just this woman doing this stupid cat call or this warrior call from Xena in a courthouse after she's being walked out being as she was arrested and handcuffed or whatever. And I put it next to a segment, the best one I could find, of Lucy Lawless doing the same thing because she's the one who invented it, Lucy Lawless. And it was like a segment because a lot of fans of Lucy Lawless like her I call it a cat call, but it's actually a warrior call, I think they call it. So I'm going to play that now, and that will be it. And that's only 8 seconds, so I'll be pretty good. Alrighty, I just played that, so that will be the end of my show. This is Walter from iWalter. And it's a quick show. It was 15 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good weekend because I'll be busy. Have a good one.